everyone, welcome to the Top 10 list. Welcome to my Top 10 favorite Eddie Murphy movies. Yes, Eddie Murphy may have really done a lot of great movies in the past few years, but all in all, throughout his entire filmography, he's made some really hysterical movies, mostly in the 1980s. 1980s was one of the greatest decades for Eddie Murphy. He had his amazing comedy show, Raw. He had some of the best stand-up comedy shows, and of course, all his best movies came out in the 1980s. He had a few good movies in the 90s and even the early 2000s, but 80s was the decade of Eddie Murphy, and I just absolutely love Eddie Murphy. Yes, he's done a lot of crap, but all in all, I think Eddie Murphy's a very, very funny guy, and I'm here to celebrate his movies by giving my top 10 favorite Eddie Murphy movies. Alright, let's get to it. Here's my top 10 favorite Eddie Murphy movies. Alright, coming in at number 10 is the first Shrek movie. Yes, Shrek came out in the early 2000s, and this movie was good. I really, really liked the first Shrek film. Shrek 3 and Shrek 4 were absolutely shit, but the first one was really good. It was a unique spin on a fairy tale in an animated movie. It was a PG one, but it felt very, mature, very adult-themed stuff. He had some bad language in it and stuff, and it also rises, the Disney movies and the old-school fairy tales like Rumpelstiltskin, the Three Pigs, and all that stuff, and it's a really funny movie. You got Eddie Murphy as the donkey. He's great. In the morning, I'm making waffles. And yeah, you got Mike Myers, you got Cameron Diaz, and John Lithgow as Lord Farquaad. And it's really good. There's a lot of great moments in this movie. I love that the donkey's character ends up with this big female dragon. It's really funny. The scenarios are really good. There's at times it's very cliched, which I don't like. There's a few cliches that I don't really enjoy, like the liar revealed and stuff. The misunderstanding cliche, those were really stupid, but there's a few musical numbers, especially one with the Robin Hood. Really funny scene stuff, and yeah, I love the friendship between Shrek and Donkey and stuff. I like the animation. It's definitely one of the better DreamWorks animated films, and yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. It's not an amazing movie, but it's a very good one. It's great for kids, it's great for adults, and it's just a great animated film, and it's my 10th favorite Eddie Murphy movie. Coming at number 9 is Mulan. Yes, Mulan, another animated movie with Eddie Murphy. Yes, he plays Mushu the dragon. He is there sent to help guide Mulan and stuff while she joins the army, pretending to be a boy. Mushu is a hit-and-miss character. I put it at number 9 because I love Mulan. Mulan is such a great movie. It's an amazing Disney movie. It's a strong, independent female character like Mulan. It's a fantastic movie. It's got a very good story, great animation, great action scenes, amazing musical numbers. Come on, I'll make a man out of you. Mushu is a good character. Eddie Murphy was a very good choice because Eddie Murphy is a very funny guy and he has a really good, funny voice. At times his jokes are kind of a miss. They're just half the time. Some of them are very juvenile. But he does have some good jokes. He does have some good ones. I do like his chemistry with Mulan and stuff. And I like the importance of his character. And he's there to help and guide Mulan and stuff. And he is he's the cartoon sidekick. He's the comic relief for all the kids to laugh and enjoy and stuff. And even his bad jokes, as bad as they are, at least the kids will like it and stuff. And yeah, I did like Eddie Murphy as Mushu. And in the movie as a whole, it's a great Disney movie. And it's definitely one of my favorite Eddie Murphy movies. Coming in number 8 is Dreamgirls. Yes, Dreamgirls. This is a movie he was actually nominated for. He lost the Oscar. A lot of people say it's because he did Norbit the same year. That might have been the reason, because Norbit is one of the worst fucking movies he's ever done. That movie is atrocious. That is awful. That is awful. That in the movie Meet Dave, those are like his worst movies ever. Pluto Nash is another one. Just awful. But yeah, I really like Dreamgirls. I think Dreamgirls is a very good movie. It deserved its Oscar wins and stuff and its nominations. Beyonce was kind of mediocre in the movie, but thank God Jennifer Hudson was in the movie. She is fantastic. She gives a fantastic performance. Her voice and her vocals and her pitch and her tone is just amazing. Amazing singer, and she's actually a very good actress. I like Jamie Foxx in the movie as well, and I love Eddie Murphy. Come on, Cadillac car! He's great in this movie as well. He very well deserved his nomination. He might have even gotten the win, and maybe it's because of Norbit, who never know. We'll never know, but still, the movie was good. He was good in the movie, and yeah, it's one of his best movies in his filmography, and yeah, I like it. Coming number 7 is 48 Hours. 48 Hours is the introduction to Eddie Murphy in his film career. Yes, I'm just going to say right now, you're not going to see Eddie Murphy raw on this list because that is a straight stand-up movie. That's a stand-up comedian movie and stuff. I'm actually going for actual movies. And yeah, 48 Hours had to be on this list because it's a buddy cop movie. It's a crude, rude buddy cop movie, and it's so freaking funny. And it's great. It's a great action movie. I love Eddie Murphy in this movie. I love Nick Nolte. I love their weird dysfunctional relationship. They just constantly beat the shit out of each other, but their back and forth with each other is really great. The story of this cop getting this inmate out of prison so they can catch this criminal and stuff, and it works. It works on so many freaking levels, and it's funny. It's got great action scenes. It's got really funny comedic scenes, mostly by Eddie Murphy and stuff. It's even got a great supporting cast. I love the villains in this movie. I love that Annette O'Toole's in this movie. Everything and everyone in this movie is just great. There's a few problems here and there, and it's definitely not as good as another cop movie that Eddie Murphy played in. But I still really love 48 Hours. Unfortunately, it spawned a shitty sequel, but 48 Hours itself, great movie. Coming number 6 is The Nutty Professor. Yes, Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. 48 Hours is a better movie than Nutty Professor in every way, shape, and form. But The Nutty Professor is just a personal favorite because I grew up with this movie. I watched this movie so many freaking times when I was a kid and stuff. It always gets me. I love this movie. This movie is so freaking funny. It's a remake of an old school movie of The Nutty Professor and stuff. And that movie was fine, it was good, but this one is much funnier and stuff, and Eddie Murphy is fantastic. He's great as Sherman Klump and stuff, this very overweight guy who makes this potion to make him skinnier and stuff, and then he turns into Buddy Love, name's Love. Buddy Love, everyone knows Buddy Love. And he's freaking hysterical in this movie. You even have Dave Chappelle in this movie. That scene with the comedy club with Eddie Murphy and Dave Chappelle. Hilarious scene. Such a funny scene. Eddie Murphy even plays the whole family and stuff. Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. You know, quit it with that noise and stuff. It's so great, so great. Such a funny movie. Very unique movie and stuff. And yeah, I love it. This movie just showcases Eddie Murphy's comedic range. It is just so funny. It's so great. And it's great for the whole family. Coming number 5 is Coming to America. Yes, a movie definitely not for the whole family. This is a much cruder movie than The Nutty Professor. I did watch this movie when I was a little older because I didn't hear about it and stuff, but when I watched this movie, when I came across this movie when I was about 13, 14, I freaking loved it. This movie is so freaking funny. Good morning, America. Fuck you. Fuck you too. What are you, a dumb fuck? What does dumb fuck mean? This movie is so funny. The royal penis is now scrubbed. I love this movie. I love this movie. This movie stars Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall, and a very small performance by Samuel Jackson. One of the best cameos out there. It's so friggin' funny. And yeah, Samuel Jackson is this, prince from Africa and stuff, and he goes to America to go visit and stuff, and he wants to adapt in the American life and stuff, but he doesn't know anything about the American life because he grew up in a palace and stuff, people serving him and stuff, but he has to go on the streets of New York and stuff and live in this crappy apartment with all these very foul-mouthed people and stuff, and it is so funny. Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall are both hysterical in this movie. You got James Earl Jones in this movie. He's hilarious and stuff, and so many jokes are absolutely hilarious and absolutely timeless. They're a bit raunchy and at times offensive, but they work. They work so well, and if you haven't seen Coming to America yet, please check it out. It is laugh out loud hilarious. Coming number 4 is Shrek 2. Yes, Shrek 2 is far superior than Shrek 1, because Shrek 1 is a very good movie, but this one is so good. It is so funny. This is way more funnier than the first Shrek movie. The jokes are so much more, they're more intense, they're more fast-paced and stuff. There's so much more clever references, not only to fairy tale and Disney movies, but action movies like Mission Impossible and stuff. And they even have a Godfather joke and stuff, and it works. It's funny. And I love the story as well, them going to going to Fiona's home and stuff, and the king doesn't like Shrek, so he hires an assassin, Puss in Boots, voiced by Antonio Banderas, to assassinate Shrek. But that doesn't work. Then the fairy godmother wants to take out Shrek so her son Prince Charming can be the king and stuff. It's just so funny. It's a great wacky adventure, and it's hilarious. The animation's great. The voice acting is great, especially the new cast. They have John Cleese now in this movie, Antonio Banderas in this movie, Jennifer Saunders in this movie, Julie Andrews in this movie, Rupert Everett as Prince Charming. It's so friggin' funny. It's just way better than the first one. Some people might disagree, but I think Shrek 2 is way, way better than the first one. Coming number 3 is Trading Places. Yes, Trading Places. A boyaka, 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 boom, boyaka, 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 boom. This movie is amazing. I actually watched this movie when I was younger, but I watched the edited version, the clean version that they put on like TBS and stuff. When I was a kid, I thought that was the original version, but then when I was like 12 or 13, I saw the actual real version, the R-rated version, and I loved the movie even more. I loved the story about these two dukes that place a bet for $1 to switch the lives of these two people, the high-class person and the low-class person, a rich man and a homeless man. And the homeless man is played by Eddie Murphy and stuff, who's Valentine. And then you got Dan Aykroyd, the rich guy, Winthorne. And they switch their places. Dan Aykroyd becomes the homeless man, and Eddie Murphy becomes the rich businessman and stuff. And it is such a great movie, and so freaking funny. I love this movie so much. I love the jokes. Eddie Murphy is fantastic in this movie. Dan Aykroyd is also amazing. Their chemistry, their back and forth is amazing. I also love Jamie Lee Curtis in this movie. I love the guys that play the Dukes. They're also really funny in this movie. And yeah, I love it. I also have Marcus Brody from Indiana Jones playing the butler. He's awesome. And yeah, I loved everything about this movie. I love the entire premise and the ideas in this movie. I love how they screw the Dukes over in the end. That is so freaking funny. I also love what they do with the character Beaks. That is fucking hilarious too. And yeah, Trading Places is one of the best comedies Eddie Murphy has been in, and it's just so good. Coming number 2 is Bowfinger. Bowfinger has Steve Martin and Eddie Murphy and Heather Graham and stuff, and this movie's directed by Frank Oz. When it comes to Frank Oz's directing movies, I love so many of his movies, like The In and Out, What About Bob and stuff. This is my favorite Frank Oz movie that he directed. The score is a good one too, but this movie is so freaking good. This movie is actually about the film industry. It's about Steve Martin, who's this filmmaker and stuff, and basically, he's so broke, he can't afford any big actors to make his next movie. So for this movie, he basically puts cameras around and shoots around this celebrity to pretend that he's in the movie and stuff. And that's Eddie Murphy in this movie and stuff. And all their actors are pretending to be these people interacting with Eddie Murphy, and Steve Martin just shoots around them. And Eddie Murphy thinks he's being haunted by these aliens, but really he's in a movie that he doesn't know he's actually in. And that premise alone is so funny. It is hilarious. I love this movie so much. I love the story. I love how this movie is written and directed. I love Steve Martin. I love Eddie Murphy as both his character and his twin brother. Oh, I won't talk about his twin brother. I don't want to spoil it, but my God, that's funny. And yeah, everything about Bowfinger is hilarious. I love it. I love that it's a comedy movie about the movie industry. And yeah, it's just so good. It's my second favorite Eddie Murphy movie. And my number 1 favorite Eddie Murphy movie is, of course, Beverly Hills Cop. Yes, as you saw in my ranking of the Martin Brest movies, this is like one of my favorite Martin Brest films. I love Beverly Hills Cop. Beverly Hills Cop is so funny. It's got great action scenes, a very good story, captivating characters, especially Axel Foley, played by Eddie Murphy, who originally was supposed to be played by Sylvester Stallone, but they had to change the whole movie. When Eddie Murphy got cast, they had to make the movie much funnier and stuff, and yeah, I love it. This is a Jerry Bruckheimer film, but it's directed by Martin Brest and stuff, and yeah, I love Eddie Murphy in this movie. He is so funny in this movie. I love also Judge Reinhold in the film. I love the story of this movie, but there's about this street cop and stuff, and he loses a friend of his, he gets shot, so basically he has to go to Beverly Hills and find out what happened to his friend. He finds out that he was mixed in with all these drugs and stuff. He was mixed in with this gay art dealer played by Beverly Hills Cop. Is just this gem of a film that you just can't make again. You can't make it again. You can't get as amazing as Beverly Hills Cop. That is just a one great film. You can't do anything better than that. And yeah, Beverly Hills Cop, fantastic film, and is definitely my #1 favorite Eddie Murphy movie. So yeah, that was my top 10 favorite Eddie Murphy movies. So in the comment section below, please tell me, what is your favorite Eddie Murphy movie? Give me your top 10 favorite Eddie Murphy movies in the comment section below. Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please like, subscribe to this channel, and join the dark side.